everyone, welcome to ED187 Variable Topics class in education focused on democracy, justice, and education. We are here today to share with y'all our collective inquiry about how the UCLA community schools seek to transform society in hopes of promoting reflection and dialogue.
In today's agenda, we will start off by introducing who we are and who's in the classroom, followed by what we've learned about the community schools, then diving into our social transformation arguments that we discussed in our final essays, and finally, ending with what social transformation means to our fellow graduating classmates.
So who are we? Our class consists of 24 UCLA undergraduates, 7 who are juniors and 17 graduating seniors. 16 of us attended LA schools, 5 from Northern California, and 1 student from Minnesota. An overwhelming 80% of us are exploring careers in education and preparing for its pursuit as education majors or minors. But our class also holds diverse interests, many of which are reflected in the following majors: public affairs, sociology, literature, applied linguistics, psychology, human biology, international development, history, mathematics of computation, Chicanic studies, economics, cognitive science, and philosophy. Many of these majors have influenced our positionalities and opinions towards issues revolving education.
Hope you enjoy our presentation. All right, so now we're going to talk about what we've learned about community schools, and we're going to break it down week by week in the class.
So during week 2, we learned about community schools and their purpose throughout history. It was really like an overview about the historical context of these schools. So the 2 fundamental goals are ensuring a mutually beneficial connection between the school and its community and promoting democratic principles through education. Some historical examples are Jane Addams and Hull House, which was in Chicago, and it was a center for education in addition to activities and advancement for students as well as the entire community. And then John Dewey also based a lot of his ideals and theories off of Hull House, and he developed educational theories around the ideals of community schools, and he was really focused on the school as a social center, which community schools were an example of. And then a lot of these community schools were involved in community activities and were very important for the community around them. Like throughout the 20th century, they often offered services like adult education classes and medical clinics, and community schools were involved in advocacy for initiatives that benefited the communities around them. And then I used pictures of a medical clinic inside a community school, and then on the bottom, that's a picture of Hull House.
And next, there were a couple themes that stood out during week 3. The first one was funding. The U.S. currently doesn't prioritize education in its public spending initiatives, and that was shown through an activity that we were able to access that showed that more money goes to law enforcement and the prison system than it does to education, and that policies generally favor wealthy individuals and corporations, and that there should be a shift in thinking to fund public education. And we also learn about whole child education in community schools and how it improves student well-being and learning. And this is reflected in school practices, student support services, and in the relationships that schools form with the communities that their students are a part of.
So in week 4, we had a reading that was an overview of all the different theories of democratic education. Based off of a Jamboard poll of the class, the theories that we most agreed with were multicultural, participatory, and agonistic democracy. And then we also had a group presentation about the I Promise School. One of the biggest critiques of the I Promise School is that they don't necessarily confront issues of race directly, which I think is a multicultural democracy critique of that school.
And then we went into week 5 and learned about democratic education practices. So this is taking those theories that we learned in week 4 and actually how people are putting them into practice. We were lucky enough to have guest speaker Pedro de Leon, who has been teaching at the UCLA Community School and teaching science. And so one of his quotes was, "If you want students to take agency, there needs to be space for it. There needs to be space to evolve the learning process." So he followed the multicultural democracy approach and emphasis on interdisciplinary learning. So he did a lot of cool things like offering bilingual education, as well as teaching about the connection of economics and climate science by using community-based research and allowing these students to really investigate the community around them to figure this stuff out. So yeah.
In week 6, we learned about equality of opportunity and its role in education, as well as Fannie Lou Hamer's Freedom High School. So a quote I pulled from the article to kick it off was, "Freedom and equality are foundational values that we draw upon when envisioning a better society. Equality of opportunity is a social idea that combines concern with freedom and equality, and this social idea provides a vision of how we ought to live together." And then we learned about Fannie Lou Hamer High School, and we discussed its mental and physical wellness support services, its mentorship programs, and counseling on school, as well as their implementation of the academic portfolio projects.
And then in week 7, we got to hear from 2 guest speakers and authors from the Man UCLA Community School, Carla and Christine, who kind of just told us about their experience at the Man UCLA Community School and then how it's fighting for social justice and helping all the students. And then on the left, you can see a picture. I included some quotes on the right just about what kind of work they're doing and how they're pushing students forward. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to get into it.
And then week 8, we focused on learning theories, and we also had a presentation about Benjamin Franklin High School. With the learning opportunities, we went back to the whole child design and talked about, it's not just about the giving children food or, helping them. It's also, all these things are fundamental to their learning. So it brought just another layer to that argument. And then for Benjamin Franklin High School, they did quite a lot, but I'll just touch on how they allowed the boys at their school a lot of agency, and they got to find problems in their community that they wanted to fix and then decide, how can we fix them? They were really active in that. And that is the end of our presentation. Thank you.
As a collective, we believe that the UCLA community schools are sites of social transformation. Each of us has various reasons for why we think that. One example is racial justice and the culturally responsive pedagogy which is had by the schools. Implementing anti-racist curriculum and recognizing communities' existing bodies of knowledge is essential to social empowerment.
Collective expertise from anyone, A to Z. Doesn't matter if you're a student or have a degree. Democracy and agency, they achieve, building community. Yes, we see men with their teams from street to design. RF co-creating agendas so students can shine, which all contribute to leadership collaboration with the end result, social transformation.
Through various integrated student support services, RFK UCLA Community School and Man Community School care for the whole child and their families. Whether the service provided is physical and mental health care that ensures student well-being, conflict resolution courses that help promote community harmony and safety, or immigration and legal services that help keep families together, these community schools are actively working to strengthen and transform the community.
Community parent engagement is an important factor of student support. It goes beyond just making sure their children go to school and doing their homework. It is about being involved with their children and teaching and learning along with them. They can be engaged without having to worry about a language barrier because the school wants students to embrace their culture and even have a dual language program. The UCLA Community School allows parents to be more involved and be collaborative leaders.
In every argument to reference the counterarguments and refutations of certain claims, and in this instance, we will be observing social transformation. An important counterargument to this is that other schools, such as other public universities as well as high schools, do have the same programs such as student services and collaborative leadership that the community school has. But I would like to refute this claim by the intentions of the community school, proving that they are trying to be a site of social transformation while these high schools are just providing services for students to pursue their passions.
Hello everyone,
And for this section, we're going to be talking about what social transformation means to all of us. So let's go ahead and get started. My name is Jennifer Ramos, and I'll be earning my bachelor's in public affairs with an education minor. And for me, social transformation has always meant using the knowledge and skills to advance our education and continue on a never-ending path to education. And I hope to use this to transform the world around us to create more justice and equity for all of us.
Hello everyone, my name is Mahi Rizwan and I am graduating from UCLA with a bachelor's degree in psychology and an education minor. After college, I want to become a teacher and my first step is getting my teaching credentials. This ties to social transformation because to me, social transformation means spreading or sharing knowledge in every part of the world, no matter where you live. Also, it means each person works together to create a better tomorrow. It's all about unity and opportunity to make a difference together. Becoming a teacher is one step in spreading knowledge and creating change. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Veronica Leal and I'm graduating from UCLA with Anthropology Chicano Studies major and education minor. What's next for me is to pursue my master's in higher educational counseling and student affairs at Cal Poly SLO, and this just kind of goes to what social transformation means to me, which is supporting student access to higher education and also facilitating retention efforts once they're here so we can make sure that they stay.
Hello, my name is Tais Kapar and I'm a psychology major and education minor. So what social transformation means to me is promoting equity for all, and it's in promoting it on all levels, on the macro level, on the meso level, and the micro level, and it's promoting especially community outreach and critical thinkers.
Hi, my name is Tony Naranjo. I'm graduating with a major in sociology and Chicano studies as well as a minor in education studies. And what I thought social transformation was more of diversity and integration of minorities into higher education. But now I know that it's also collaboration within the community, the school, and also the families present. And my plans after graduation is to help in ways that I did not have of my own through counseling, mediation, restorative justice, and education, to support students in my own community to reach higher education and pursue their goals without experiencing racism, discrimination, and educating the next generation to try to bring true social transformation.
Hello everybody, my name is Raul Gomez and I'll be graduating with a degree in sociology and minor in Chicano studies and education. So for me, social transformation means supporting all students who are pursuing higher education with all the resources that they need in order to succeed. That's why for me next is pursue my master's in educational counseling at USC.
All right, I'm Allie Flynn. I'm graduating this spring with an English degree and a minor in education studies. And social transformation to me means a lot of things, but I think especially through this class, I've noticed that the most important to me are getting students the resources they need, implementing restorative justice policies, and making sure any students who need access to mental health resources can have those. And my future plans are to work either in a high school or community college as an academic counselor.
Hi everyone, my name is Harmony. I will be graduating with a bachelor's in human biology and society with a minor in education. And to me, social transformation is creating systems that prioritize justice, meaning not only is everyone able to thrive, but that we are championing the voices and knowledge of communities most impacted by oppressive structures. And I think social transformation starts locally and then needs to expand from there. And I hope to bring this vision of social transformation with me when I teach in Hawaii and concurrently pursue my master's in education.